Tony'sPicks.com with you here Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Different live free picks for today's action. So make sure you like, subscribe, and of course set those notifications now. Subscribe because we load tons of free picks on our channel. So subscribe if you would. Let you know about our promo code right now. You can save 20% off all premium pick packages when you use that promo code TonyT at checkout. You can access our page by clicking the link you see there in the description. Click the All Cappers tab and get signed up. Always love to hear your comments, so post your picks in the comments below. And visit our site, Tony'sPicks.com. We are a multi-capper site showcasing top cappers in our industry. Click the links and get signed up to our long-term passes. You'll see plenty of picks here for today's action. You see Mindy there in action with our featured play. Our best bets are on the board. Each capper can release one best bet per sport per day. Mindy in with a couple. We see Sam up there as well, the VIP in there. I've got a couple today. The Morning Steam team with several best bets up there on the board. Paul with many of them up there as a big fiver and heavily in action up until the new year. So go ahead and get signed up. And of course, our $15 premium pick. Each capper can designate one of their plays from their card as a $15 premium pick. Just to introduce their service to new and existing customers. Many best bets here at that $15 price point, so check them out. Also, our 3 packs plus on our site. A long-term 1-day passes beginning from 3 and up here, guys. Check them out. Lots on the site right now. You see the profit guarantee. That means it must turn a profit, or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for site credits. That is profit guarantee on everything that's in orange, including the pick ticker. If you prefer your picks, purchasing a la carte and choosing team versus team, well, there you go with the pick ticker. Plenty of action up there for you right now up on the board. All right, let's get this game day picks show underway. Today we've got Ramon Scott and Mindy Hahn. So let's get underway here with game day picks, and we'll start off here with Mindy Hahn. You'll find her over at Tony'sPicks.com to put up some great numbers in the NHL as well as the NBA. She's been on fire there as well. So let's bring her in right now. Mindy, what's happening?
Just trying to stay warm, Tony. How about you?
Well, that's not an issue out here. Not an issue out here. We got the sun, we got some rain, but it's clearing up, so it's pretty pleasant out here in SoCal. We can expect probably another couple 100,000 people out here after the crazy cold. That's what happens. The weather gets cold and they come out here and turn to the first of the year. And then it doesn't help that the Rose Bowl doesn't help when they play the Rose Bowl unopposed, and of course that brings another 100,000 people into the state. So yeah, that's kind of how it rolls out here. But anyway, we're going to the ice here as the Penguins here host the Red Wings. Penguins minus 210, total 6.5.
Yeah, I mean, I bet, these hockey teams wish they were on these, aloha vacations and such. But today, we're taking a look at the Red Wings versus the Penguins here. Penguins are off a really, really bad road loss, to the Islanders. Lost 5-1. I mean, they got outshot 42-21 in that outing. Red Wings, like I said, they are coming off of that extended vacation here due to bad weather, opposite of what, Tony experiences on a daily basis here. But otherwise, they are off a nice, 7-4 win versus Tampa Bay here. It will be the first meeting between these two teams. Looks like they're going to play, 3 here this season. But the Red Wings, they are 1-5 in the last 6 in Pittsburgh. But if you take a look at the Penguins team, they're only 2-6 in their last 8 here, playing on 0 days rest. So also the Red Wings here scoring 3 goals a game, and the Penguins 3.42 goals here, on average. So I kind of think, the short rest, and this forward unit for the Red Wings are going to probably carry them today, create a ton of, open shots here as well. In September, the Red Wings won 6-2 in the last outing. And then in October, I guess the October one would be the last outing, but the Penguins won 3-2. I'm going to kind of fade the steam here, if that's what you want to call it. Because, if you had bet with the Penguins, they're like 17-2 here this season. But I'm going to take a look at the Red Wings here, plus 1.5. So not totally fading the steam. But I'm going to take them at minus 145 here, today. For a Penguins team that seems to struggle a little bit here as of late.
All right, we got Mindy here on the Red Wings puck line. So you take the goal and a half, minus 145 here against Penguins. Penguins team that was in action yesterday, cut off that long break here. They had 4 days rest. And then, of course, you're looking here at this a Red Wings team playing their first game since the break, 6 days of rest. So lots of rest here for this Red Wings team as they hit the ice as they closed out before the break, finished with a 7-4 win, and they broke what they just broke, a 6-game losing streak.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. I mean, the goalies aren't totally, I don't think, confirmed, but it looks like DeSmith, for the Penguins, he's having trouble this season. He's only like a .886, save percentage, and I think it's Husso for the Red Wings. But I definitely take a look at, where these two teams stand. Overall record. If we kind of take a look at the last 10 or 11 games here, Red Wings are 6-5 on the road. Penguins are 10-3 at home. But if you take a look at this puck line, it's a little bit different story. Red Wings are 9-6 on the road puck line, while the Penguins are only 6-10 on their home puck line. So another little indication that the Red Wings kind of have, the upper hand here in this one today. So I like them at plus 1.5 goals today.
Mindy, you're into the numbers. So how do you factor in trends when you see certain teams like these are Eastern Conference teams and it looks like the Pittsburgh has had good success against the Red Wings. And of course, we often hear about some, these different ATS trends and stuff. How do you factor that when you're just strictly numbers?
So I am strictly numbers, and basically kind of where I start off at is taking a look at their rolling averages. So for me, that's kind of the bigger deal, kind of the what have you done for me, lately section of that. So once I have a pretty good idea of where these teams where they stand on goals, where they have produced, then I go ahead and kind of take a look at some of those trends after that. So if I have a team, we kind of talked about a couple of these today. So I can't remember who it is now. I don't have my papers here with me. But if I have, a team here that's minus 180 on the money line, and a team that's minus 160 on the puck line, I think that's when those trends kind of come into consideration a little bit more for me. I'm not sure if that's how everyone else plays that, but I take a look at where we're at on a rolling average, what have we done in the short term, and then take a look at some of those factors like, hey, the Penguins win most of the time when they're at home versus this team. And then I might say, okay, I'll go ahead. I do have them winning. I don't really like playing over 150, but I'll take them at minus 180 today. That's kind of how I look at trends after I figure, some of those scoring numbers in for hockey.
Yeah, so current form, kind of how I grew up, basically looking at the racing form. I always taught, don't go more than 3 races back. Just look at the last 3 races. By the way, that's how they set up the Bayer number, is basically the last 3 numbers. And the Bayer has been one of the most successful power ratings of anything in my lifetime, has been the Bayer. And it does show up on the tote bar. It does show up on the racing. The teams with the horses with the top Bayers are always going to be around there, around the finish. So, and he uses pretty much last three races. So current form. So, all right, Mindy here on Red Wings puck line plus 1.5 goals, minus 145 against the Penguins. This one will have a start time here of 7:30 Eastern time. All right, Mindy, let's take a look over at Tony'sPicks.com for today's action. We're into it now. Great results in NHL. Great results in NBA. 650 units of profit last 7 days. She's been on fire here in the association with Mindy Hahn. Also, the past 30 days in the NBA, 928 units of profit, showing good profit in college football the last 3 days as well. So we got a lot of everything up there. Bowl games, NBA, we got hockey, we got a lot of nice conference games. I know there's a lot of mid-major conferences. I like the Mountain West, a lot of late night action up there, keeping everyone up late. What do you have going over at Tony's Picks?
Yeah, and Tony, too, it's like some of those, trends are kind of meant to be broken there as well. Like we kind of took a look at the Kings and the Nuggets last night, right? The Kings were, 4-0 on that. So, all of a sudden here comes the Nuggets and they go ahead and take care of the Kings. So there goes that trend. So it's going to be one of those, you have to kind of take that with a grain of salt as well. But a lot of times it does help with, taking a look at, what other handicappers are doing, what I'm doing, what the public looks like. And then you can kind of get a better overall feel, for trends and such like that. But for me today, I am pretty heavy in the NBA. So we have 6 games in the NBA, like you had mentioned, up 650 units the last 7 days, 928 over the last 30. So I kind of feel like I'm, seeing the card pretty well there in that one. And then, for a lot of my basketball trends, I do take a look at where they fit in the season overall and where they've been over the last 5 games. And then I kind of have a couple scenarios that, that they have to beat. So if you can beat, if your score looks good over the season long and if it looks good over the past 5 and they match, then that's one of those games that I'm going to really, take a hard look at as well. Then in 2 games in the NHL, like you show on the graphic there, plus 1750 units this NHL season. We'll be in on 3 NCAA basketball games here today, so you can catch a 3-pack there. And we're on part of that morning steam team with Ramon. We're hitting it at plus 920 units there for college basketball. And then I am finally in a couple more bowl games today. I've been kind of light on the bowl games just because there's been a lot of that indecisiveness going on with players, the transfer portal, all that kind of stuff. But in 2 bowl games today, I've been 4-1 so far this bowl season. So again, I kind of feel like sometimes with these, we're going to start to roll a little bit more on the bowl games once we get out of those, I guess unfamiliar, matchups and such. So yeah, a lot of action here today. Put plenty of packages out. I think you're definitely going to find something that you like if you want to give me a try today. And then also you can look at something over the long term. Might as well go ahead and get a 7-day. We've been talking about that. Get you past the new year. And again, I do play quite a bit of volume, so I think you'll get the bigger bang for your buck, that way as well. And then be able to put more profit, back in your pocket as well.
That's right. Again, we're with Mindy Hahn over at Tony's Picks. We gave you the great numbers here from Mindy in the NHL, 1,750 units of profit right now in the NHL. Also showing great profit here this month in NBA as well as college football. So good time to get on board with Mindy right over at Tony'sPicks.com here with a multi-sport 5-pack on the board. College football, college basketball, and NHL, and 2 NBA there on that 5-pack. Also a 3-pack up on the board from Mindy on the board from College Hoops, as you can be able to see the plays. We got to get that on the homepage now with these plays, or actually on the profile pages. We see them on there. What's going on there? List. That's on the to-do list. I keep seeing these things that got to be done, and they haven't been done. So I'm gonna have to. So that's why we got to make sure these things get done. Because my screen shows the leagues, and over here it doesn't. So we're gonna get that fixed. But anyway, college basketball 3-pack. We also have the NBA Bookie Buster, a 5-pack here from this NBA card as well. Mindy in there with the best bets again here from NHL as well as that college football, the Texas Bowl. She's in it with her best bet. Of course, we've talked about this. The long-term passes are a great way to go. And again, here this time of the year where it's a lot of bowls, you want to get that weekly all sports pass. This will cover all the bowl games, all of Mindy's NHL, NBA, college hoops. Remember, we have NFL here coming up here Thursday, Sunday, and Monday. The NFL is covered there with that package as well. I do believe we have a bowl game as well on the 2nd, if I'm not mistaken. I believe we do. That would also be covered in there as well. So go ahead and get on board there with Mindy with that 7-day all sports pass here. As we do have bowls here on the 2nd, as we talked about. That's right, we do, because that's when
bowl that Ramon's talked about.
That's right. We got 4 games. We got 4 games: Mississippi State, Illinois, Tulane, USC, Purdue, LSU, and we've got Utah and Penn State in the Rose Bowl. So 4 bowl games there. So you're all covered there with the bowls when you get that 7-day all sports pass, including the playoffs, by the way, which are on Saturday. We got Ohio State, Georgia, TCU, Michigan. Preceding that will be Iowa, Kentucky, and Kansas State, Alabama. Looks like we have 4 bowls. We got Thursday we got 3, Friday we got 5, then we got 4 and 4. So lots of bowl action coming up. So get that 7-day all sports pass from Mindy. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout, and you'll save 20% off. You can access Mindy's page by clicking the link you see there in the description. Click the All Cappers tab, and then you will land right on Mindy's page and get on over and get signed up to either her passes for today in orange or the yellow long-term passes, which are really good value there. That 7-day pass will cover you for the Bulls. So a great way to go ahead and get signed up with Mindy. All right, Mindy, we put together a Twitter account for you over at Tony's Picks. Mindy with more content there. And, of course, that morning steam as we're steaming here to the weekend with a lot of bowl coverage and, of course, coverage today heavy with the NBA, NHL, college hoops.
Yeah, you can find me at Tony's Picks Mindy on Twitter, where you will get another free pick. So why don't you go over there, go ahead and find us at, like I said, at Tony's Picks Mindy. Give me a follow, give me a retweet. And then make sure you click on the notifications so you get these free picks. Every day. You can also pick up all the other ones from the other cappers, because we have more than just folks on this show putting picks out. So make sure you don't miss out on those as well. And then you can find me almost every morning, pretty much, Saturday through Thursday, 8 a.m. Central Time, where we go over all of the cards, I guess all of them in its entirety for the NBA and NHL. We'll be making sure we get all of NFL in and all of these bowl games. And we usually are kind of selective here yet on what we do for college basketball. We try to, highlight all of the main games that are out there on TV, so you can bet along while you watch. But yeah, make sure you come and join us in the morning where, again, we go over all of the line movements. We gain consensus between Mindy and Ramon and the chat room. And it's a lot of fun. We have more and more new people that are coming into the chat. We're usually staying around 60 live chatters, so we're really having a good time with this. And just want to say shout out to Ramon Scott, my favorite co-host and friend, where it's his birthday today. So don't be shy. Make sure you go and buy one of his packages here for his birthday today.
All right, Ramon's birthday. So get on board here with Mindy Hahn over at Tony'sPicks.com. And, of course, follow her on Twitter at Tony's Picks Mindy. And, of course, that morning Steam show, Saturdays through Thursday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Tune in. And, of course, today a lot of coverage there. By the way, if many of you are driving at this hour, we do put the show up in podcast form so you can listen to it on your drive home. It is Tony's Picks is the podcast available on all major platforms. Just search Tony's Picks and you'll find the full show length of the morning team. Listen today with the breakouts today from the NBA, NHL, college basketball. Also look aheads here from college football in prime time and look aheads for tomorrow's college football. So go ahead and tune into the show there that way. All right, Mindy, as always, great having your show. Keep up our great work and we'll talk with you again tomorrow.
Yeah, sometimes I wish you guys were closer so we could hang out more. It would be fun.
I know, it would be.
For Ramon's birthday today.
That's right.
So maybe we can all get together soon. But thanks, Tony. I'm having a good time here and appreciate all your hard work.
Appreciate you as well. Mindy Hahn here on Game Day Picks. Guys, welcome to Game Day Picks for the all new visitors to the show or viewers. We're with you here Monday through Friday here at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure to like and subscribe. Set notifications so when we're live, you get notified. You're live with us to get the picks in real time. Let's continue on here on the show. Up next is Ramon Scott, who's celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday to Ramon. Ramon, how's it going?
Tony, I look younger than I am, or I'm younger than I look. I don't know what it is, but I've just spent most of the day on Facebook thanking everyone for their salutations. You mentioned the buyer figures, and I know you caught this, Tony. I'll get into the segment with you here in a second, but horse racing's back, man. Did you see opening day 41,000 out at the Great Race Place? Yeah, 6 stakes races, but handle up 35% over the year on opening day. Just a huge day. Frankie Delatorre also in his last year. Bob Baffert, he gets away from the rest of the country. He can still be the star, but man, I was really shocked when I saw that crowd. I tuned in. I wanted to watch opening day, and I couldn't believe what I saw. Really amazing. I don't know if horse racing is back, but that was pretty impressive.
That's right. I was more surprised that Bob Baffert gave FanDuel TV an interview because he usually shrugs them off. So that was the thing that shocked me the most. So
but I'll give you one more thing on that is that with everything that he kind of has to be out a little bit in the public eye, kind of cleaning up his image as best he can because his career's not over. He's got a lot of work to do. He's going to have to put a lot of things behind him. So I think it's a little more of a PR thing too. He pretty much owned the broadcast, really. On that day. So
well, I will say this because I've met Brittany. I meet them. When I go to the track, because we're right by trackside, right? I'm 6'4". This poor little girl's like a lady. I should say young lady's like 4'11", 4'12". So it's usually will stand next to me for security because I'm over by the finish line there. And it's funny because every time she goes as Bob Baffert for an interview, he'll just brush her aside. Every time it just brush him aside. And finally, he started to talk to the TV networks now, which is a good change because you're up there close, you can see these things that go on all the time.
It was all Brittany and Bob on Monday.
I know. Yeah, I was surprised. Yeah, I was very, very much surprised there. So anyway, We'll get down to business tonight here, 6:30 Eastern time. Fox 1, UConn here facing Villanova. Oh, this UConn team has been on fire here, but we'll see how we'll see how they handle this one. UConn laying 12, total 136.5.
All right. I mean, that's why I want to talk about them. I mean, I know it's a little bit of an early game. You mentioned the 6:30 Eastern start, but are they real? Are they not? Right now, I think the record that they have, you can't ignore them. You have to put them up there right now near the top of the rankings, number 2. And really, if you look at the popular metrics site, they're number 1. So that should speak a little bit to maybe the quality of this team. Certainly, I don't think they're a fluke in any way. I mean, nobody's going to go. This team, I don't think, is going to be a team to go undefeated. But right now, they're just playing out of their minds with one of the best defenses in college basketball. Good offense too, but again, the defense for Connecticut, number 4 in adjusted efficiency, number 5 in effective field goal percentage on defense, or allowing opponents just 27% from 3 and 38% overall as part of that 13-0 record for Coach Hurley. They're averaging 83 points a game and allowing just 58 points per game. Even when they threw in their worst game of the season last time out, falling behind against Georgetown, they blew by them with ease for an 11-point win, 84-73. They've got a top player in the country in Sonogo, definitely looking good. They pretty deep as far as their, quality of players in their starting lineup. Going up against this Villanova team with question marks certainly right now, but a 5-game winning streak. They've turned things around. That's kind of coincided with the return to the lineup of super freshman Cam Whitmore, and probably a one-and-done player, really. But ever since he's come back in the lineup, they've rolled out these 5 straight wins. Early on, Villanova caught our attention because of the loss to Portland, the loss to Temple with that crazy finish, a little bit of officiating, you know what I mean, in that one. So still losing to Big Five rival didn't do anything good for them, but they shoot just 44% this season. That's kind of un-Villanova-like, even though they do have, some good shooters anyway. But again, they're playing kind of that standard Villanova ball, even though Kyle Neptune in his first season here. But look, they're in those possession lanes where 18.8 seconds on their possessions on offense. That's 309th in the country. Possessions on defense, even slower, 18.3 seconds, 330th in the country. Now, Connecticut plays a little bit faster than that. We know that, but I've already explained to you some of their defensive numbers. Yeah, they're probably top 10, top 12 in offense as well. But for me, Villanova has to think, well, we're underdogs by a dozen points. We better stick to our guns here and slow these possessions down. If they get caught up in some kind of running affair that's going to take my total out of this one, I'm going to go under in this one, Tony. But if they want to get up and try to mix it up with Connecticut, take them out of the pace, well, I'm not going to win this total for sure. And Villanova's certainly not going to win the game. They better try to maximize each possession, especially if they're a crummy shooting team this season, going up against a team that, hey, Villanova's specialty always kind of been the long ball, right? But again, Connecticut, one of the best defenses as far as three-point shooting percentage. So some of the Connecticut wins of late, now granted, they rolled through some cupcakes in the early season, about 5 in a row that were, well into the top 150s in the country. Not very good teams. But against Butler, a total slow-down team, kind of a Villanova style, if you will, 68-46. They played Florida 75-54, against Iowa State 71-53. So that's the way I'm kind of going to look at this one. The Sharps have maybe moved it a little bit. The steam kind of came in on the Huskies, but they're still only a 12.5-point favorite here, and the total has dipped a point. It was about 137.5 or so, and it's gone down a point here. So I would think that Villanova has Eric Dixon. He's kind of a bigger guy inside, maybe not too much offensively, and he can play a little bit of defense. And some of the games that Villanova has had during this current winning streak, you look at some of these scores against Oklahoma 70-66, against Penn 70-59, against BC 77-56, and against St. Joe's 71-64. Those will all be close or under that number here. So, maybe Connecticut's got too much for them. I'll be out of this one and they'll blow them out, but that's if it's a high score. If Villanova can at least play it to their tempo offensively and defensively, I've got this one going under 136.5. A reasonable score here might be something in the 70-58 range, I would think, in this one. As you get into conference play, Connecticut's first two conference games, they played some of the, I said like Georgetown, they played a couple of weak teams, but right now to come in against Villanova, who I don't know where you want to classify them yet at this point. I mean, Whitmore is going to be a guy who's going to attract a lot more attention as the season goes along. I mean, missed those first games, so some people are only catching wind of him right now, but he's a pretty top-notch player, but Villanova still got to play that slow-down style with Coach Neptune. I don't know if, it'll kind of resemble Coach Wright's style, but that's what they have to do here, I would think, to stay in this game right now with Connecticut. No fluke at this point. Maybe not number one or number two in the long term, but right now they are because of that winning streak of 13-0.
All right, Ramon here on Villanova UConn under 136.5. Yeah, the total was hard for me to figure because, if you're Villanova, you're facing a team like UConn that's guarding the three 27%. The teams are only making 42% around the bucket. Do you really want to go slow? Because it's going to be hard. Their defense is so good. Once you want a little, maybe faster pace, maybe get some of their defenders out of position, maybe get a cleaner look at the basket. How do you feel? What do you think about that?
No, they've got an Arcidiacono, so I would think Villanova would stick to their guns a little bit. I think they will try to shoot from three still. I don't know if tempo is going to, I think pass it around, take those 3-point shots, and hope. There's got to be some regression to the Connecticut numbers. 27% is almost unfathomable. It's really one of the top percentages defensively right now going. And, maybe they'll continue it and be at least still one of the best teams defensively with those percentages. But it does seem like it would come back a little bit, especially when you get into conference play, the vigors of going on the road and whatnot against some good Big East teams. But right now, I would think that that's the option for Villanova. Pass it around the perimeter, try to get open shots, and like I said, Tony, it's tough to ignore. I mean,
yeah, I think they can even do some fake threes and try to drive inside, draw fouls because they still make their free throws at 83%.
They're excellent. One of the best free throw shooting teams in the country. So, can Villanova really ever change those styles offensively and defensively? Again, you're talking about a team in the 300s when it comes to possessions, not only offensively but defensively as well. They try to settle you in a little bit with their defense and make you work for your shots as well. So again, I think it's the only way for Villanova. They're underdogs here by a dozen points, so they better try to stay in it somehow. Again, I think if it does end up being a blowout, I mean, maybe it seems obvious that it would go over the total, but I think it's Villanova's best chance. They rarely, this program anyway, at least with Wright as well, and I would think the way the form shows with Neptune so far, they have the same philosophy, is to maximize the time and work the possessions. Again, they average 71 points per game, but again, that's not going up against a defense like they're going to see today against Connecticut. I think the numbers are pretty serious as far as the Huskies are concerned. Like I said, there'll be some regression, but maybe that's where their strength lies at this point. And we'll see if they can be one of the top teams in the country when it's all said and done. Right now, there's been some teams that have taken some losses, so they've just kind of inched their way to the top. No one saw this coming, right? I mean, they were unranked when the season started. So right now, no ignoring the Connecticut Huskies.
No doubt. All right, we got Villanova UConn under 136.5. This one will have a start time here of 6:30 Eastern Time, Fox 1. All right, Ramon, let's take a look over at Tony'sPicks.com for today's action. Of course, tonight over on the board, we have, well, to put the record of the Ramon doing great work in NHL. 49 units of profit here in the NHL. Also having a great season here in college football with great results here for 2022. From Ramon Scott over at TonySpec.com. Good past 7 days in college hoops. So we have a lot of everything here, right? NBA. We got some bowl games still up there on the board on this 4-game card. Still 3 games remaining to go, as well as NBA as well. What do you have going over at Tony's Picks?
Well, I got a couple of 5-packs, Tony. I was kind of mixing them up a little bit. I only had 2 plays in the NHL, so if you want to buy them a la carte, that's fine too. But 2 plays is what I have in the NHL, so couldn't really, we only offer 3-packs and 5-packs, so and 7-pack. We offer odd numbers as part of our profit guarantee program. We want you to show a profit, so I've put those 2 hockey games in with 3 NBA games, kind of a pro game, or 2 NBA and an early college game. So I've got a 5-pack multi-sport you see there for $30, and I also have a 5-pack of winners in college basketball, where I came off a winning day yesterday, put together a winning day on the card yesterday. 9-6 on the day, pretty heavy volume. I'll be back with heavy volume here today, so I'm in action right now in the bowl games as well. And we're also involved, Mindy and I, over at Tony's Picks with our Team Steam selections. We take our consensus picks from the show, package them up, and sell them over there. So if you missed that show, you can pick up our consensus picks. These are games where Mindy and I agree on the games. We discuss them, we hash them out with our chat room, and then we make a selection. And if Mindy and I ever agree on the game, which we do quite frequently, we package that up and resell it over there at Tony's Picks. You can go back and watch the show, get it for free, but if you're in a hurry or don't want to spend the time searching through the videos, you can go over to Tony'sPicks.com and check out the Morning Steam packages of games where Mindy and I have selections there as well. So, yeah, same thing, NBA. Tony just had 2 picks over there as well, so had to find a way to bottle those up, and I put them in with a college play. So 5-pack of mixed games there, 2 from the NBA, 2 from the NHL, 1 from the extra board in college basketball. In fact, that one goes off. It's part of the 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific game, so you want to get that package early. Maybe I'll repackage it later time with something else for everyone that kind of comes in. You got to figure 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific is kind of like the major start time. So maybe I'll package it up another way and let people get a package of other games of basketball, including maybe some college. But also 5 games on this nice college board. We're really getting into the gritty of the conference season. Mindy and I covered several games today in the SEC, and I've got other games riding here with that 5-pack, $30 over there. And if all that's too confusing for you, you can always grab my 3-day package. You see it right there. For $99, get 3 days of my picks. I'm high volume, so you will get plenty of selections for your $99. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. That'll get you down to $80 right there. And again, for 3 days, you're likely to get probably close to 35 or 40 plays from me, and you can really do some damage there. Just playing a consistent unit basis. Been a lot of talk on our show, Tony, about what our units stand for at Tony's Picks, and we base our plays really on to win 100, and it's really the easiest way for someone to measure the success of a handicapper. None of our handicappers can go 0-5 and then the next day load up with a 5-unit play and win and say, hey, I'm even for the last 2 days. In fact, the variance would say that you should never really vary them too much. If you're really strong about a play, sure, you could maybe double up on if you're going a 1 unit, whatever your unit size is, quote unquote, you can vary it and go 1.5%, 2%, even a little stronger if it's a special game or a featured game or a playoff, something like that. You want to have a little fun. But if you're really into the day in, day out grind, there's just too much variance in sports betting in general. In fact, unfortunately for all bettors, that luck is going to be a main determination in your success. So really what you have to do is do the work and be on the right side of that luck. And you do that through hard work, skill, and preparation, because you can't do anything about those final minutes. But if you're on the right side of the move or the line, that's where you're going to get those wins. And really, it's just going to be those 1 or 2 wins that determine whether you have, a winning day, a winning week, or a winning month. Just getting ahead and being on the right side of those games. So that's what's important. That's why I deal in high volume. And if you get that 3-day pass or the even the weekly pass for 149, where you'll get probably close to 100 plays, just continue to play your basic unit size and let those units pile up. So that's the way I have it over there set up at Tony'sPicks.com. Just like Mindy, I'm a high volume player, and I think that's the way to go. Hey, if you want to come in and just play 2 or 3 bombs, that's up to you. But man, you got to play a lot of games, and you're really not going to see your true results until the season is almost over. So that's why I play the games the way I do, and get those packages right there. You'll have a good time and be on the right side of a lot of these plays. That's the way I play it over at Tony'sPicks.com.
That's right. Get on board with Ramon Scott over at Tony's Picks. Great results in the NHL from Ramon, so get on board right now. Of course, on the board tonight, Ramon here, as you mentioned, with the college basketball Wednesday 5-pack premium plays, affordably priced at $30. Also, that multi-sport 5-pack is on the board here from Ramon. Of course, that will feature NBA and NHL as well. So get on board there. Or as Ramon mentioned here, why not get the longer term passes? We have a 3-day pass, and that 7-day pass is perfect right now, especially in the middle of bowl season. Right, we're heading into some major bowls right now, as well as the playoff games. That's part of that 7-day all sports pass. All the bowls, all of Ramon's NHL, all of his NBA, college hoops, NFL, of course, NFL Thursday, Sunday, and Monday. That's part of that 7-day all sports pass. All your bowl games, that's the way to roll here with the Ramon. Get that weekly all sports pass. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout, and you'll be able to save 20% off. You can access Ramon's page by clicking the link you see there in the description. Click the All Cappers tab, and then you'll land right on Ramon's page, and you'll scroll through. Of course, you'll see the 1-day passes, which are profit guaranteed. Then you'll see the longer term passes here. There are four in the group there. So go ahead and get signed up and find the weekly one right there. I think that's a really good value right now with all these bowl games coming on here and all the major teams starting to play right now. So that's a perfect time. All right, Ramon, we put together a Twitter account for you over at Tony's Picks Ramon. Of course, that morning steam, big show today with a lot of sports covered for today.
Yeah, I got a pick for you up right now at Tony's Picks Ramon. If you head on over there and pick up one of my free selections on Twitter, make sure you like and subscribe to my Twitter feed at Tony's Picks Ramon. And the pick comes to you in the Liberty Bowl that's going to go off here in just a little bit between Kansas and Arkansas, or should I make everybody mad and say Arkansas? That's Kansas and Arkansas going at it in the Liberty Bowl, and I got a free pick for you up at Tony's Picks Ramon. We'll be back with more morning steam tomorrow. We're going to cram so many games in there. My executive producer, she's got me working hard on these games. We're going to take New Year's Day off for the holiday, so we've got a lot of games to cram in. I think she told me we've got 40 games to preview tomorrow and 40 more on Saturday. So we're really going to be extending the show a little bit, probably over 2 hours. But she mentioned the volume that we get, the volume of numbers of viewers, and that doesn't seem to fluctuate even with a long show. A lot of times, I think, especially with handicapping shows, that was kind of my worry when we go long, that people would tune out. But again, we're bringing winners, we're bringing picks to you. So what I've noticed is sometimes it varies with the sport a little bit, but we have a consistent audience all the way through, and these shows are running 60 minutes, 75 minutes, 90 minutes, and I would think with 40 plays, if they can get me to shut up, we still will probably be close to 2 hours of handicapping information. But again, that's pretty much all we do. I mean, if someone comes in like, oh, my aunt, she was talking today, giving me birthday salutations. She couldn't care less who was favorite in a game. But, the detailed information that we give to people who are interested in sports betting, I think captivates their attention. That's the information that they're looking for. Yeah, maybe sometimes they're just looking for the picks, but anybody can flip on their YouTube and be on a 36,000 subscriber YouTube channel, Tony, and just throw out a bunch of picks. We want to give you some information behind those picks. Mindy's great numbers, and I try to give you some steam moves, if you will. And today we were joking about it in one game. We both liked the under, and as soon as I said, Mindy, I'm going to agree with you. We're going to go, under in the SEC game today. You can go back and watch it, how it unfolded. It's kind of funny because all of a sudden, I'm looking at the screen. I'm like, oh, yeah, I agree, Mindy. I like the under. And, we're not changing the line, Tony. That's not the point I'm making here. But it was just scary and disappointing that all those numbers started to disappear that I wanted to go under, and all of a sudden that 141 that I flashed on screen was 139 and going lower. So I was like, let's get off the air and put our bet in so we can get the best price, because, man, that thing was dropping. But that's one of the features that we have on the morning steam. The steam, right? I mean, it's not just some term that I made up with the name of the show. I'm trying to pass along actionable sports betting information to the viewers as it happens. And in that little window, that's why I wanted to bring on that show at the time slot that we do. It's tough for me to get up. I'm old, Tony, now. And but we want to get that information. Those are when the biggest line moves occur. That, and of course there's going to be injury information and everything, but the books are opening the number, the line's getting bet into, and they're moving one way or the other. We want to get that information to you right away. So when you watch the morning steam, you're going to get it right away. I got into a little habit of preempting our discussion on a particular game or sport to make sure I tell everyone, oh man, look at this game's moving. If you were interested in it, you might want to check it out right away so you can get that best number. That's what you always say here, Tony, on Tony's Picks. Make sure you get the best number. That's what we're trying to help you do.
Yeah, best number in real time as well. Watching these real time shows help you do that. Shop and get the best numbers, no doubt. Check out Tony's Picks Ramon for Ramon's replay there from the bowl game. And of course, the morning steam. If you missed any of the shows, especially those that are at work right now, you can listen to the show on the way home. A long show today with all the coverage today from today's card. Just search Tony's Picks in any of your favorite major platform, and you'll find our podcast. The full length morning steam is up there on podcast form, so check it out there. All right, Ramon, as always, great having you on the show. Have a great birthday in Vegas, and we'll talk with you again tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to check out the lighted cacti. It's a big deal out here, I guess, and they're making me go out and check it out, so I'm gonna. Sounds very interesting. So I might miss a little action tonight. Give me a break here, Tony. I'm going to celebrate a little bit, and another trip around the sun, as I say, but, go out and be a little bit social. Can't just sit around and watch games every day, and that's why I'll give Mindy the night off on Monday, on New Year's Day, too, because, she works hard and enjoy her family and the holiday and everything, but that's why we'll cram all these games in over the next couple of days, make sure we have previews up for all the games from the morning steam team. So want all our chat members to be ready, get ready for couple big shows coming up over the next few days.
Yeah, get ready for those Monday bowl games. Get ready for Saturday's coverage there. So you guys look ahead and get them prepped, because they will chime in with those plays, and you can check out. And of course, great chat community there over on the morning steam. All right, Ramon, have yourself a great birthday, and we'll talk with you again tomorrow.
See you later, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, Ramon Scott here on Game Day Picks. Guys, we're with you here on Game Day Picks Monday through Friday here at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We ask that you like, subscribe, and set those notifications. We give tons of free picks on our channel. If you haven't noticed, just go ahead and check out our YouTube channel. Lots of free picks up there from a lot of different people, too. It's not just me, Ramon, and Mindy. We do get contributions, and we'll get more contributions as we move into the new year. Let's continue on here on the Game Day Picks. Let's put up my card right now. We're looking at this Pistons and Magic team. We have the Magic favor on the road 1. A total sits here at 229. That's what I'll be looking at. I'll be looking at a total here and go over 229 here between the Pistons and the Magic. And of course, let's go ahead and refresh this injury report here as we take a look here. If there's any surprises that may come up, and let me tell you, we do. You've got to look at this injury report when you definitely make your picks or make your bets in the NBA. We'll just before we get to the injuries, let's just note here that. When you look at this Pistons team here, Also, we'll go with the Magic. Magic, they've gone over in 6 of 7. They're averaging 116 points per 100 possessions while allowing 112 per 100. When you look at the Pistons over this 7-game period, they're 29th in defensive efficiency. Not a very good defensive team. They're giving up 122 points per 100 possessions while scoring 112 per 100. The Pistons, they've gone over in 6 of 8. You're not really getting good defensive teams here. And I'll go over the injuries. Nothing much has changed. Still Isaac Okeke Suggs out for Orlando. Bagley and Livers out here for Detroit. You better believe Paulo Ranquero will be on his best today, right after that game against the Lakers. Fultz, Wagner in there, Bol in there, Wagner in there, and of course we got Hayes, Bogdanovich, Stewart, Duran, and Ivy in there for Detroit, and Sadiq Bey coming off the bench. So I'm okay with that with the scoring. So let's go over the total here between the Pistons and the Magic. All right, guys, check out Tony'sPicks.com right now. I've got some plays for you here, premium plays here. From the lots going on. A couple of bowl games I've got up there right now, as well as best bets here from the NBA and college basketball on the board right now. So get on board with me over at Tony'sPicks.com. Got a lot of action here, as you can see. Got 4 premium plays on the board right now. So go ahead and get signed up. You can get my longer term passes, that 7-day pass. You get all of my premium plays for 7 days, include all the bowl games for 7 days. NFL. Remember, we got NFL Thursday, Sunday, and Monday. We've got the NBA, college hoops, 7-day pass, your best value over at Tony'sPicks.com. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout and you'll save 20% off. You can access my page by clicking the link you see there in the description. Click the All Cappers tab and then you will land right on my page and get signed up. So what you see there in orange are 1-day passes, which are profit guaranteed. They must turn a profit. The amount you purchase is credited back in your account for site credits. That is profit guaranteed. The packages that are in yellow are not profit guaranteed because they're sold already at a substantial discount. Those are the longer term passes. That's how we roll there at Tony'sPicks.com. All right, let's continue on with the show. It's time now to recap. Let's recap the plays from today's show. Mindy was on the Red Wings. The puck line, take the plus 1.5 goals, minus 145 against the Penguins. Ramon on the big one tonight. Villanova, UConn under 136.5, and I'll be Magic Pistons over 229. All right, that's going to do it here for this edition of Game Day Picks. Be sure to tune in again tomorrow live at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers here from Tony's Picks, and they'll give out the games for you for that night's action for the Thursday card. All right, that's going to do it for our show. Let's bring in our cappers from today. We're going to wait goodbye.